Mike Graham came here expressly for the purpose of meeting Tully Blanchard. He said he wanted in the tournament. Most certainly. He is a former world's junior heavyweight champion. A classy individual. But the last time he was here, he wrestled Tully Blanchard, and Gino Hernandez joined into the bloody battle, and Mike took a beating. He won on a disqualification, but that is the hard way. And right now, he's trying to see that Tully Blanchard gets some of that hard way himself. You're going to like Mike Graham. There's no question about it. He's got what it takes. He's got a lot on the wrestling ball, and his father can claim a lot of credit for it. But then Joe Blanchard, who is Tully Blanchard's father, can take a lot of credit because his son is a tough customer. Tully comes in with a twisting arm lock. He puts the pressure way out on the hand, and he gets enough pressure to force Mike Graham down to his knees. Now, as he snaps in there, he turns it into an arm bar and does a good job of putting the pressure where it will cause some damage. So Graham starts to fight his way out. The fans start calling to the attention of referee Juan Reynosa that the hold may have been legal, but the manner in which he took him down was highly illegal. But that might be Tully Blanchard all over. He is the kind of a guy who will certainly cover up anything that he does. He gives the appearance of being legal and then goes about to use whatever he's going to find that will give him the most advantage. Tully Blanchard, you see that hold, you see the manner in which he's applying it, and you know you're watching a master craftsman at work. Tully knows his wrestling, but when you get him off balance and he starts to lose his cool, he comes back with the kind of attack that could go in the back alley or anyplace else. Underneath, Mike Graham trying to get into a balanced position so that he can respond and counter. And as he climbs on Tully Blanchard's frame to get up into that position, Juan Reynosa's giving him the option. He can quit if he wants to. Great hold, well applied, solidly turned in there. No question about it. And he spun him around, and here is Mike Graham, and he's got the leg breaker on him, but right close to the ropes, and Tully Blanchard made no bones about it. He wasn't going to try to break the hold. He was going to try to get out of it through the count of the referee, and he did. Mike snapped that hold on there with a speed that should tell Tully Blanchard that he'd better not make any mistakes or leave any openings. Mike Graham trying to get that arm in shape. The referee is counting, but he's also watching Mike and trying to keep him from interfering with Tully getting back in the ring. Tully doesn't relish coming back into that ring while there are still some counts left. He needed those few moments outside there in order to regain his composure. And there was a long reaching arm that wound up with a fist going into Mike's midsection. But Tully saw an opening and he dove for it. But right now he's making his openings. And he's making Mike's nose spread all over his face. On top, Tully Blanchard. And notice how he's got after him that time. He kept after him solidly. Reverse chin lock. Mike straining to get out of this, to get into a better position. He's going after a Japanese arm lock. He's got it. He's got his head out. He's got his head back in. Blanchard went after that without a moment's hesitation. He saw that curly hair up there, and he went driving after it. And the 5-minute mark has been reached. This match, like the other matches on the card here, are 20-minute time limit tonight. Blanchard hanging on to it. Referee Juan Reynosa checking it, making sure that it's not a chokehold, but it is a devastating grip because you can get your forearms down into the area around a man's neck. You can twist his head at the same time. You can get a lot of punishment. There is the way to get out of it. Well, I could barely say the words when Tully Blanchard snapped the hold on again, and he denies it. The fans are throwing the lie right back at him, and Reynosa doesn't quite know what to do because he missed it. It happened so fast, he was unable to see it. Mike underneath, caught, trying to gain some room, trying to maneuver. Graham, as world's junior heavyweight champion, was well received all across the country. Then he outgrew the division and went into the heavyweight division, but he stays right on the borderline of being in and out of it. He can battle the biggest of heavyweights on even terms. Quick snatch of Mike Graham as he brought him back in there to put him under subjugation again. This is the kind of intense and hard driving action that we expect to see plenty of here on Sunday night, as they battle for the finals in the $50,000 prize money, the name on the 6.5-foot trophy, and a replica of that trophy in miniature to take home and cherish. And believe me, a lot of people love those kind of trophies and will fight harder for them. But Blanchard looking to throw that shoulder, and he did. And again, Mike Graham come up there with a well-timed move, and Blanchard right back in there to snatch him and to get him out of it. A wild maneuver. The referee is checking to see whether this hold has turned into a sleep hold. Any hold around that area is likely to turn into a sleep hold almost accidentally. Of course, the sleep hold itself is applied purposefully, and but not in the position which Tully Blanchard is applying it right now. You see that big arm of his covering a part of Mike's face and a part of Mike's throat. And keep in mind that tomorrow morning, Saturday morning, or if you're watching on Sunday morning, then we tell you that we will be open at our ticket office at 1919 Caroline. Don't miss Sunday night. It is going to be sensational. It's going to be great. None of the matches on Sunday night will be seen on television. They will not be televised for future use. So in order to share it, we want you there, and you'll be glad you came. In behind, Tully Blanchard as he keeps the pressure on that chin and on that neck. But you saw where the knee landed, and that's the one that did the damage. And Mike Graham's going to have to maneuver out of there. Quick move, and setting him up, but couldn't shake him loose, and you saw why, because a handful of hair helped him to drag him right across the canvas. Mike that time caught the knee pad across the face and across the eyes. 10 minutes have gone by. 10 minutes remain in this match, as Blanchard gets in there to blast away. And he's looking now to give a pile driver, but Mike made what was a successful desperation move to throw him over and out. And now Mike may be able to recover a little bit, and he took some of the starch out of Tully Blanchard. And now the crowd senses it too, and they start screaming as Mike Graham went for the pile driver. He didn't make it either, but he is coming up here in a bridge. A great move, and there it goes for a backslide. There's one, there's two, and ooh, you can bet that Tully Blanchard turned about 4 shades lighter that time as he came close to being pinned. Graham crowding him, and Graham moving in to pound Tully Blanchard, and you saw Tully's ill-natured response. But then Tully can be ill-natured often, and is that way often. There's two. There was two. Underneath, even a moment's relaxation can cost Mike Graham this match, and he doesn't want to lose it. He is fighting now as Tully shifts away from the referee, first on one side and then the other, and that was a good miss for Mike Graham. Bad miss for Tully Blanchard. He's going for the atomic drop. He did it. And Tully landed on his tailbone on that unyielding knee of Mike Graham. There's Tully holed up in the corner. Mike slowly inching toward him. And as he does, there's the wallop. He took him over in that flying mare and did a great job of it. On top, we've got Mike Graham again, but you got to stay there. Tully knows it. He knows the tricks of slipping and sliding and oozing out from underneath. Some of the wrestlers who are going to be eligible for Sunday night's action and are not here tonight. Ernie Ladd, who is due in on Saturday, and Vern Gagne, former AWA World's Heavyweight Champion, is going to be here. Hiro Matsuda, who will represent Japan, is one of the reasons for the Japanese photographer being present here tonight. These names and others will be part of the action here tomorrow night, Saturday night. But of course, by the time you're watching this, that action will be about over. And the picks for the tournament on Sunday night will have been made. The 12 men who will go into the Battle Royal and then into the matches that follow. I'll tell you, Sunday night will be something that you have not seen before, and you ought to be on hand for it. You'll be seeing the excitement of professional wrestling at its absolute best. Mike Graham pursuing Tully Blanchard. Blanchard trying to get into the defense of having the turnbuckle take care of his back. And he's got Tully hung up on the rope. Kicking him in the leg. He drove those kicks into his thighs. There again, you see it this time, you were able to see it. But I tell you, a fellow could have a heart attack because of the possibilities of missing the thigh. Oh, come up again with a driving, walloping kick. And Juan Reynosa is trying to keep the action going without tying up either man, so he untied. You saw the leg lock starting to come. Mike Graham was going after it. He's going after it again. He is swift. He's fast with it. A hold that the Funk brothers have used particularly well. There are 5 minutes left in this battle here at the Sam Houston Coliseum. 5 minutes. Eddie Graham's son Mike slashing away at Joe Blanchard's son Tully. Generation ago, it was Joe wrestling Eddie Graham. But there are a lot of youngsters who are representing wrestling families, and they are in this tournament tonight. Gino Hernandez, Tiger Conway Jr., Nick Bockwinkel, Mike Graham, Tully, Blanchard, we've got them all. And Kelly Kaniski and his father are here in this tournament tonight. A bar to hold. Mike Graham applies it well. You saw that drive into the back of Mike Graham. Now you see Tully Blanchard, knowing that he has done some damage, seeking it out so he can drop the elbow in there and make the most of it. On his face is Tully, and Mike Graham rises to the occasion, but he's run into trouble. He could, and he is. Whoa, no he isn't. I thought he was going to be thrown over in a back body drop, but it was the move by Mike Graham that put a stop to it. He put it in.
Only 3 minutes remaining in this match. 3 minutes to go.
Mike Graham, as he dropped in there that time, missed, and sometimes missing is the most devastating trauma that can happen to you in there, because you're unprepared for it and you get sprawled all over the canvas when you land. Blanchard comes off and drops his weight in there, but Blanchard is a little spent here from the effort that he has put out. There's one, there's two, and Mike just slid himself out from underneath there. Juan Reynosa indicates that he has called the count of 2, but not 3. And Mike locked in beautifully.
Only 2 minutes remaining.
There are 2 minutes remaining as Mike Graham drives him into the turnbuckle, and he right now is trying to wear down Tully Blanchard, who maneuvered in there, spun him over, and dropped him down there. That was close. That was awful close, as Mike Graham now is doubled up here and having a difficult time uncoiling from the knot that maneuver can cause in your midsection. Blanchard goes after a straight out chokehold, and now as Tully comes in,
only 1 minute remaining, just 60 seconds.
Through the air, and that was awful close. Awful close. The maneuver by Graham, he ran right smack into the body of Tully Blanchard. Mike is rising up. Mike could come out of this the winner if he can get up. But the 30-second mark has been reached as Mike literally crawls over there to try to do this thing right. There he is. He turns. He tries to wrap him up and came mighty close to it. 15 seconds remaining in this battle as Tully Blanchard starts to blast away, but is countered by Mike, and Mike's going after the leg breaker. You see him now as he gets the hold. Tully has rolled over on his face and his side, and referee Juan Reynosa knows the danger that can come, and the match has officially ended, and the fans are screaming for Mike to see. Here's Gino. Gino has come into that ring to help his partner, Tully Blanchard, and Mike Graham was just on the verge of finding Gino leaping all over him that time, when now with Mike in that ring, we've got him well prepared to take on two men. He is set for it. He's daring both of them to come in. Gino Hernandez on the outside. Gino is due to face the Sheik here tonight, and he is in there right now, and he may have a tougher time with Mike Graham than he will with the Sheik. But with Tully on one side of the ring and with Gino on the other, as they maneuver about, here comes Tully in now, and Mike backs into the corner, and Juan Reynosa is not having an opportunity to put a stop to it, and Mike Graham, well, Mike may get one of these guys on Sunday night. He could get both of them before Sunday night is over. That's the way the tournament works out. A tremendous move. So we tell you right now, we'll be back in a moment right after this word. Doug Russell Chevrolet has some great buys on Chevrolet Citation.